Today we're going to talk about what I call Zone 3 Botox, and it's a term that I use. Zone 3 is this area around the eyes, or the orbicularis oculi muscle. The orbicularis oculi muscle is the muscle that's responsible for crow's feet. It's also the muscle that if you inject will lift the brow up a little bit. Now why are we focused on this area specifically? I want to explain how I inject Botox in this area. As much as people say, well, I've gotten Botox, it's uncomfortable, it's bruising, it's not good, it's not smooth, it's not, the idea is, well, how can I affect specifically this area perhaps more effectively than what you've had before with less discomfort? Generally speaking, my Botox really doesn't hurt through a lot of very fine techniques that really makes it much more bearable than you've ever had it, but I'm not really going to talk about that today. I'm more focused on how do I get smooth results that have lasting effects. Essentially the way that I do this is instead of injecting one or two little mini sites, I'm injecting multiple sites. And when I mean multiple sites, without scaring you, because especially if you've had Botox elsewhere where it was really uncomfortable and bruising, then you really have sort of a miscalculation of what I do. So if you sort of suspend that disbelief or suspend that fear that you've had from previous work, understand that I'm injecting around the eyes around 8 to 10 per side. The way that the orbicularis oculi muscle works is it pulls in like a big bed sheet. And I've been trying to use this analogy, and I say it over and over again to my patients. I've been doing it for the last few weeks, and I started to realize the only way that I'm going to illustrate this for a wider audience is actually to use a physical prop. And so what I'm going to do today is actually use a bed sheet, and I'm going to show you exactly why pulling in at one point without multiple fixation points is going to fail. Now with a bed sheet you don't need to actually put in so many points of pulling, because with my finger pulling in, actually the way that the orbicularis oculi muscle works is that actually all pulls in. But I'm just for the sake of simplicity going to show you what multiple points of injection does in the orbicularis oculi region. Okay, here's a bed sheet, and what we're going to show you here is how the orbicularis oculi sheet works and creates crow's feet. I look at the orbicularis oculi like a sheet pulling inward. So when you pull in, it creates multiple folds, and it looks like a crow's feet, and that's exactly how the orbicularis oculi squeezes in and creates these multiple folds. I'm going to bring it back out, flatten it, and we've got this German medical student, Julian, who's here and is going to help us in practicing my German to actually show you how two-point fixation will create some improvement, but not enough. Go ahead and put your fist down. Perfect. I'm going to pull this in, and if you see, it's still creasing. Okay, now we have baby spice over here. I want you to, let's go back. I'm going to release this. Two-point fixation one more time. Go around this way. Okay? Put your fist right there. This is 3 points of Botox. If you see, it doesn't pull in. Now, usually people only put in, that's good enough. Usually people only put in 3 points, and the point is that this is actually a much larger muscle. I'm just showing you using a bed sheet. 3 points of fixation, in my opinion, is still insufficient. I actually do several rows of it and multiple points, about 8 to 10 points around each one, and that really helps. So hopefully that was clear in terms of understanding Botox like a bed sheet.